over 6,000 students, I believe now. The articulation we have with Manav Rachna is with the Nottingham Business School. And we've got Dr. Gregson here today, who will share more about what kind of programs you can enter into because of this very important partnership we have with Manav Rachna. Other than that, Nottingham Trent University we've won quite a few awards over the years. We were University of the Year just last year. We were Modern University of the year before that. So, and rising very quickly, I would say rapidly, in the domestic rankings in the UK. So we're now number 12 in the country, and we're one of the few non-Russell Group universities with such a high ranking. I'm sure Dr. Gregson will be able to share more about the business school, but yes, that's Nottingham Trent University in a nutshell. We have programs, other than the business school, we have a School of Science and Technology where we offer programs in engineering, School of Science, biosciences, the pure sciences. We have a School of Social Sciences, we have a School of Law, we have art and design, of course, we have arts and humanities, and the environmental sciences. So this partnership has the potential to grow beyond the business school. And if any of you didn't want to study business, we could also talk about partnership arrangements in the other disciplines as well. We're very popular as a university in India. We get over 350 Indian students every year, and a large proportion of them go to our business school, basically because the business school is very well reputed globally. We're very affordable, and Nottingham is one of the more sort of student-friendly cities from a pricing perspective. The cost of living here is very low. I think we're the third lowest in the country. So in addition to a high-quality education, you'll also get a very cost-effective education. And of course, the partnership enables you to get a guaranteed scholarship into NTU if you wish to progress to come to the UK to study further. The UK government has made very friendly policy changes recently, where if you study in the UK for a year and above, you're able to work in the UK for 2 years. And that's an automated sort of a visa you can get after you finish. This is a new initiative that the UK government is bringing from this year onwards. And it has also made skills migration very easy into the country, which will be introduced as, on the 1st of January 2021. So that's it from me, and I'll now hand over to Ian to talk about the partnership we have in place. Thank you.
Thank you, Vidhi, and may I say thank you for the opportunity that I have this morning to present to you the BA International Business Management course. I'm just going to share my screen with you so that you can view a presentation that I've prepared, and I'll talk through the presentation as we go along. So I'm hoping everybody can see the slides now that I've shared my screen.
Yes.
Thank you. So as Vidhi said, my name's Ian Gregson, and I'm the course leader for the BA Honours in International Business Management course here at Nottingham Trent University. I'm going to talk to you this morning a little bit about the business school, which, as Vidhi said, is one of the 7 schools within the university. I'm going to give you an insight into what it's like to be a student here in the business school, and I'm going to talk in some detail about how the course is structured and what you'll study if you decide to choose this particular option that's open to you. So Nottingham Business School. As Vidhi said, we have around 6,000 students in the business school, and we have within the school more than 1,000 international students, around 250 academic staff plus professional and admin staff. As well as our teaching, we focus on research, and we have 4 different research centres within the business school. We pride ourselves on having a personalised approach to learning. It's very easy in a school of over 6,000 students that students perhaps feel that they might just be regarded as a number or as a statistic. But our personalised approach really allows us to get to know every student in detail, discover what their aspirations are, and to work with individual students to help them realise those aspirations. The course has great industry connections with companies around the world, and I'll talk a little bit later about our accreditation with professional bodies. As Vidhi said, we have some university-wide recognition in terms of being University of the Year, a modern University of the Year in the past 2 or 3 years. But as a business school, we also have 2 very important accreditations. We have the EQUIS accreditation and the AACSB. We have the Teaching Excellence Framework of Gold, which is awarded by the Higher Education Council in the UK. Our master's courses rank in the European business schools in the Financial Times. So we have a real credentials as a university and also as a business school. Courses within the business school are accredited to a number of professional bodies. We're going through a process at the moment of accrediting the BA Honours in International Business Management with the Chartered Management Institute. We're in the final stages of the mapping exercise with them, and hopefully from September we'll be able to announce that we are accredited to the Chartered Management Institute, which would mean that students who are successful in passing the degree would also gain a CMI qualification as well alongside. We want to equip students with a high quality comprehensive programme to give extensive knowledge of business theory, but also to blend that with practical management skills designed to meet the needs of what is, as we all know, an ever-changing business environment. And the last 3 or 4 months have really brought that into the speed of change into focus. So the course is made up of a number of modules. We want to develop graduates with competence and the sort of long-term horizons to make a significant contribution in the field of international business and management. And the course is comprised of 6 modules, 6 academic modules, plus we run an induction module during which we help you transition from your previous institution into the ways and the culture within Nottingham Business Schools, and to get you used to our way of doing things. So the course is made up of 4 compulsory modules: developing professional impact, an independent research project, a module on international strategic management and global business in a changing world, and 2 elective or option choices for modules where you can really think about what your career is, or your career aspirations are, I'm sorry. If you're thinking about going into finance, or if you're thinking about going into marketing, then you can tailor those elective modules to suit your choice. And this year we're offering the following modules. So a number of students will choose to study Business English as part of the course. There's the opportunity to study a language, and the list of languages that we offer are there. Comparative and international management, investment and portfolio management, international development economics, global supply chain strategy, and international marketing and communications. So you would choose 2 modules from that list. to make up the 6 for the programme. We teach and assess students in a variety of different ways. In terms of the teaching and how students learn, then a lot is done through lecturing, but also we pride ourselves on having very interactive small group seminars, groups of around 18 to 20 students who work with a seminar tutor, discussing and bringing to life the main concepts and theories that are given in the lectures. There'll be some group work on the course. We bring in guest lecturers, maybe previous students who are now successful in the industry, or business experts from the field of commerce. We expect a degree of independent learning, and that really comes out through the research project. And then each of the modules has an assessment attached to it, and that assessment is usually a mixture. It could be an exam, or it could be coursework, and that coursework could be an essay, it could be a written report, it could be a group presentation. And we support the teaching and learning with a virtual learning environment where you can go and pick up notes, you can access lecture slides, we've got video capture on there, we've got group chats and forums. We also assign each student a personal academic tutor, and that goes back to our personalisation agenda that I referred to earlier. Your personal tutor will really get to know you on a one-to-one basis. So some of the things that make the course stand out and are distinctive then are the fact that we do have this extended induction to make sure that you are settled in Nottingham and settled into academic life in the business school. You'd be joining a very diverse cohort of students, so there's lots of opportunity for intercultural exchange. We've been running international courses within the business school for many years, so there's a lot of experience. We bring in visiting professors, we focus on both regional in the UK and the global business environment, and we have an international perspective on all the aspects of the course. So the personalised learning, as I alluded to earlier, helps you achieve your full potential. We try and understand you, we look at your experience, we look at your aspirations, and we help you to develop a personalised plan. We want you to be the best you can be. If you're considering the course, then you're thinking about your future. This is a great way to differentiate yourself by achieving a UK accredited bachelor degree. You will receive the qualification from, as Vidhi said, a highly ranked UK university. Your final degree classification is based on your year with us. And if you are successful on the course, then you have the opportunity to progress onto our master's programs. And I'm sure Chris will talk to you a little bit later about the fees on the masters, but you do get entitlement to preferential conditions. We make that subject to you receiving a lower second class 2-2 classification from your qualification. Here are a list of our MSCs which you would be eligible to apply for. I'm not going to go through them all, but you can see there's a wide range of qualifications within the business school that would potentially be open to you. In terms of entry requirements, then we would like you to be obviously enrolled on a pathway at your home institution, which you are, to have gained the equivalent of 240 credits and to have an IELTS score of 6.5. So we are focused on student-centred interactive teaching with around 14 hours of contact per week with a tutor. We also offer English language support, academic English built into the curriculum. And as I mentioned previously, you'll have a personal academic tutor, and as well as that personal tutor, you also have access to me. So if you have any questions and queries and things, then my door is always open, or my emails are always open for you to contact me. Application, I'm sure Vidhi and Chris will go through with you. And if you wish to sort of connect with us, you can follow us on all the main social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And you can really get a flavour from those social media communications about what we're currently doing as a business school. So that concludes what I'd prepared to present to you. I think I saw Chris come into the meeting. So if Chris is here, perhaps I can hand over to Chris.
Yes, if you could kindly, because now you are the host for this session and only you have the powers to make him co-host. So if you could kindly make him co-host, then he'll be able to do slide share with us.
Okay, right. I might just, I've not done making someone co-host before.
Just go to his name and it'll show you more.
Okay.
And when you click on more, it'll show you an option of making him as co-host.
Thank you, Colonel. Hopefully I've done that.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
There you go. I think now you can see and hear me, yes? So I think, yes, you've given a very comprehensive overview of the program. So I'm now happy to answer any questions that may pop up. Or is there any points you'd like to me to address in particular?
Would you like to cover a few aspects related to the processes or highlights of this program? Or
Yes.
yeah.
Chris, did you have any pictures of NTU? Because I didn't have access to your presentation.
Pictures?
Yes.
Not that I can share just now.
Okay, that's fine. So I think if you could just, we could just talk about the model of collaboration that we have with Manav Rachna. We've got a 2+1 for students who opt to do a BBA or a BCom at Manav Rachna. And then we also have a range of master's opportunities. Perhaps you could share a bit more information on once a student finishes an undergraduate program at Manav Rachna, what kind of master's programs they can apply for in the business school.
Sure. So you will have seen that the option we have at the bachelor's level is in international business, but that we have ways for you to pick electives from different areas. And for example, if you were to pick something around marketing and wanted to deepen your knowledge in that area, we have a range of MSc degrees in that area. Some are very much specialist ones and some are a bit more generic. So this is a great way for you to try before you buy in some ways, and then progress to our platform afterwards at a reduced rate. As you mentioned, Ian, all our alumni are able to benefit from a 20% discount on the MSc fees. Also, what is great with our MScs is that all provide you with an applied experience where you will be working with real companies on real projects. So either through internships or through what we call consultancy projects, or even we give you the option to spend a whole year working for a company under your student visa. And also the great news, you may all know about this by now, but the UK government have now introduced a post-study work route for you to stay and work for up to 2 years after your graduation in the UK. So this is a great way for you to really add value to your CV by having meaningful professional experience in the UK. And obviously, companies will want to hire you if you're good. So this is a perfect way, for you to look at a more permanent potential settlement in the UK. Then, if I were to also give you a bit more information about the MSc platform that we cover pretty much all the discipline areas we have in business. It goes from obviously business, management, marketing, finance, human resources management, project management. And the benefit of these is that just like the undergraduate platform, they are accredited by professional bodies. So not only will you get a degree, but also either exemptions towards a professional qualification or the full professional qualification as well. So this again guarantees that what you're getting from your classes is in line with the expectations of the industry. And then we have a whole raft of other experiences that are on offer, either at the undergraduate or postgrad levels, for you to deepen your understanding of specific aspects of business. So we have within the professional behaviors or the professional skills, all sorts of activities you can do outside your regular classes. And I think this is a very important aspect of your life as a student at TNTU. Not only will you build a network of friends to start with, but also this could become your professional network in the future, and will push you to do this, because when you attend your first interview, this is what often the companies want to see, how you've been involved in the life of the university outside the classes. Okay, so we've got lots of student groups, or simple things like sports. We've got cricket teams, we've got all sorts of ways, fun ways for you to participate in the life of Nottingham Trent. Also, you may all want to know more about as well what's happening, in the UK at the moment. So the situation is improving when it comes to the COVID-19 situation, and we have transformed the way we're going to teach, at least for the next year, in providing the best of both worlds. So you'll have a very adapted online experience for some of the classes, but also will provide as much face-to-face interactions. So obviously we don't know how long this situation is going to last, but we have really adapted quickly to give you a very high quality offer. So often I think the perception of online teaching can be seen as like a lesser option for the students, but you can be guaranteed at NTU the quality of the teaching we have, whether this is face-to-face or online, is of the same great quality. And just also to give you an example, a lot of students do internships, and we had to transform some of these internships to an online format. And the feedback, not only from the students, but also from the company's perspectives, this has been great on both sides, and students were able to carry out those professional activities online. So be very sure that whatever the situation is, you'll be given the same opportunities. I think that's all I think I can cover for now, unless there are any specific questions that may arise later. I'm happy to answer them.
Chris. Colonel Sharma, do we have to activate the chat function? Does Ian do that?
Yes. So again, because of some technical issue, it is Professor Gregson who has the rights to activate, and I've just sent him a message.
Yeah, and I've gone to everyone publicly.
Okay.
Thank you, Colonel. So hopefully.
So the participants can now please post their questions if they have any for the session. And while we wait for the questions from them, I would also like to apprise all the participants about the unique feature of this program, especially in the current scenario of COVID. students who are aspiring for international studies or wanting to go abroad for studies and are unable to travel because of the air travel restrictions caused by coronavirus have this unique opportunity of joining this joint program between Manav Rachna and Nottingham Trent University, wherein without any wasting of their time, they can join in the Indian campus in Manav Rachna. They can earn the credits of their studies, which will be duly recognized by Nottingham Trent University. And if they meet the admission criteria of the university, then they can move on to Nottingham Trent University. So this program provides them the benefit of joining in the Indian campus, and as things normalize, they can move on to Nottingham Trent University for their further studies. So this is one very good feature of this program. The other aspect has probably already been brought by Mr. Chris, which is that this also provides the students a possibility of a top-up program in terms of doing the master's course also at NTU in UK. If someone from your side could throw some light on the possibilities of internship, also have any virtual internship courses or possibilities commenced in Nottingham Trent University, and the possibility of employment opportunities either in UK or elsewhere. Thank you.
Yeah, I think, thanks, Colonel Sharma. Chris had covered those points as well as, yeah, so there's basically the business school, when you do a master's with us, provides an opportunity to do a whole year of a work placement, which is a paid work placement, if the student opts to do a 2-year master's. Otherwise, they can complete in 1 year. And every student each and every student in the business school, and I think, Ian, I'll let you elaborate on this, gets a work-like opportunity during the course of their study. And if you could share more about that, Ian, that would be great. In the BA Honours International Business Management top-up year, what kind of work-like opportunities students might have?
Okay, thank you. So the opportunities in the final year, which effectively this course is, are more limited than perhaps students have had in their first year and their second year. But in the developing professional impact module, then we bring in organisations with particular business issues that they want students to address, and we run it almost like a mini consultancy project. So a group of students will then work with an organisation to try and come up with some solutions to overcoming some of these issues. So we don't have a work placement on the course as such, but we do interact with organisations. They could be sort of local businesses or more national level businesses, and students interact with them in that way, in order then to come up with some suggested solutions for issues that businesses might have.
Great. Thanks, Ian. And we also, I mean, NTU's employability sort of, I'd say, percentages are very high. We have a 96% employment ratio, which is very, very high in the country. And with regard to your other question about employment opportunities, like Chris said, the UK government gives international students a visa to stay back for 2 years and work in the UK. So that's a new initiative, a new policy change that a lot of international students can look forward to starting this year. So definitely the opportunities have expanded, and those students who are proactive, obviously opportunities won't fall in their lap. They have to be proactive. The business school has a very strong employability team that assists students to identify opportunities. So there's plenty of opportunity there.
And students are able to access the support of the employability team for up to 2 years after they leave the university. So it's not just, everything doesn't end when you leave. There's that ongoing work with the employability team as well. We also bring in a lot of, through the employability team, we bring in experts from industry who talk about the applications process, who talk about the current labour market, who talk about the best ways to secure employment. And what we find is, certainly from this course, that some students will go on to master's programmes, others then will go on to find graduate jobs, and those jobs could be in the UK or they could be abroad. So a real mixture of opportunities once this 1 year course has finished.
Yes, and I may just add as well something that just came out. This is the student voice. So all final year students at the undergrad level complete a survey every year and tell about their experience at NTU. And we've just had some of the first results that came out of this national survey. And I'm really happy to let you know that NTU as a university has been ranked joint 4th university in England for the level of satisfaction of the students on their courses. So this is like a very strong indication in terms of the quality of the provision we have and how well it is received by the students.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. And if I could just add then that the course-specific data in terms of student satisfaction for the BA Honours in International Business Management was 94%. So we're really, really pleased with those statistics.
I also wanted to ask on behalf of the participants, you see, earlier when the students used to think about their financial management while doing the studies abroad, they used to also factor in the off classes hours working possibilities, that there is a number of hours that they can work either within the campus or outside of the campus. Now, I don't know how the situation is there, but I would like you to throw some light on how the work possibilities beyond the class hours are in the COVID scenario, because this will help the students and parents in working out the finances.
Yeah, so the rules have not changed with COVID-19. So students are still able to work up to 20 hours a week while they are studying, and they can do so for any sort of like types of jobs. And outside term times, they can work for these companies full time. Now, I think the only complication with COVID-19 is that obviously there are less pubs and restaurants that are open now, so the opens are a bit less at the minute. It'll be, I think, more competitive to get these options, especially when it starts in September. But I think we can be quite confident that most of these opportunities will return very quickly. Also within NTU itself, we've got loads of opportunities for students to find paid work, either for catering outlets or even within the international office. We always have students who help out for roles like student ambassadors. We have lots of students who help out during, for example, our summer school to introduce the newcomers to NTU and so on. So loads of opportunities. We have a system called Unitemp in place where you register yourself on the platform, and different departments will then contact you directly if they need any specific help. So this is a fairly well established and organized way of having you work for NTU while you're studying, and we see this will alleviate some of the costs you will incur by coming to the UK.
I think.
Sorry, please go ahead.
I think whilst Chris said that perhaps the hospitality industry aren't recruiting as many staff at the moment because of the COVID-19 situation, there are other industries that are really booming and looking for staff at the moment. So particularly industries in IT and logistics and supply and delivery are really actively recruiting. They've seen a real growth. So there might still be the same number of jobs, that those jobs might just be in different sectors. So yeah, as Chris said, we're hopeful that things are returning to a new normal, but we do foresee that there are opportunities for students to work alongside their studies.
I received a question one-to-one from one of the participants, and I've just posted it in the chat box. And Ms. Rohani, she wants to know, could we get more information about the master's program? So though these specifics are not given, but would you like to cover some additional details as to why it is beneficial to do the master's after going through the joint program, and what are the unique value additions of this master's program?
So I think, as I said earlier on, the BA in International Business Management is fairly generic, and it is a great way for you to get some depth in a specific area by doing a 1 year's master's with us. For example, we do, if you want to look at logistics that we just mentioned, we have a great master's in global supply chain. And this is something that companies back in India will also welcome. And this gives you that additional level as well. You've got a master's degree, not just a BA. This will hopefully help you go quicker through the hierarchy within those companies. And I think the best thing about the MSc is that they will give you this real world experience of working in a very specific environment, either through the consultancy projects or a longer experience that can span over a whole year if you wanted to. So you really get that depth and I would say professional exposure during that course. Okay, so I think these are the main aspects. Obviously, you will be taught by highly accomplished academics or professionals, and a lot of our academics have long professional experience behind them as well. So they give you this real, real life experience from the industry as well through their experience.
Thanks. And I can see that Vidi's put a link to our postgraduate courses in the chat. So there's further information and details on there. One thing I'd also add with staying in the UK to study for a master's qualification is that cultural immersion and that cultural experience. The academic year for the final year undergraduate course is relatively short. We call it a year, but actually, it's probably around 9 or 10 months. Studying for a further 2 years and living in the UK and working in the UK for a further 2 years really gives you that opportunity for that cultural immersion as well. So yes, it's partly about the study, but it's also just about the experience that you'll gain from living here as well.
Thank
I'd
you.
like to add that a lot of our programs have professional accreditations, which is another added advantage. So you're getting the additional qualification by the professional accreditation body. Like Chris had mentioned before, the master's programs have 2-year options. Many of them, or most of them, have 2-year options where if the student wants to gain that extra work experience whilst on a student visa, they can attempt to get a work placement for a whole year. So that experience you get while you're doing a master's is invaluable.
I also wanted to sort of understand from you, quite a few universities are right now working on online platforms, and depending on how the situation evolves, they may still continue to operate either on an online platform or a hybrid platform. We in India also do not know as to when the campus classes will commence. So has NTU also evolved few modules which are online, and students who join this joint program in Manaprachna campus, will they be able to possibly have opportunity to use these online modules in some manner? So some light on as to what all is happening in terms of online or virtual education for the students?
So obviously we are aware that a lot of students will not be able to travel to the UK to join us in September. So we are putting in place a series of measures for students to either take the big lecture classes online and then have some tutorials face-to-face, or we are making preparations for the tutorials to also be done on a virtual basis. So yes, we'll definitely do this. And also we have students who will be able to come to the UK in September, have put in place a quarantine system at one of our campuses for students to isolate for 2 weeks. Obviously, you will not be left to your own devices for 2 weeks. We have food that will be delivered to your campus. This will be for free as well. The university will pay for that. And we'll also have some virtual activities to build that community, which is so important to build when you are studying at NTU and in everywhere. We also have an induction, which will be adapted to a virtual, I think, environment where the Discover Nottingham program will have, this virtual component to it as well. So yes, definitely, we are getting ready to have a mixed economy next year of a mix of blended virtual and face-to-face, and recognize that students will not be able to come straight away, will still benefit from the experience fully, okay? But it is, I think, our intention to bring as many students as possible to NTU for them to experience the campus life as well. So I think that's really the advice. We understand that things may not work as quickly as possible in terms of getting your visa this year, but we're pushing you to come to the UK ASAP. All the safety measures are in place around the campuses in terms of capacity in rooms. We have reduced, I think, the capacity in the rooms to 25% so that you're in a safe environment. Also, like all sorts of markings in place on the floor so that we have one-way systems and so on. And students will also be living in bubbles within their university accommodation, because you've got like a few rooms that share a specific kitchen or lounge, and these will constitute bubbles. So we really have thought this through, and you can be assured that the on-campus experience will be safe for the students who start with us in September.
Colonel Sharma, just a quick point here with regard to access for Manav Rachna students. Obviously, the students that we're addressing now will be in a position to join NTU 2 years from now. So we're hoping that the situation would have definitely improved by then. But for students who are interested in enrolling with us in September this year, which is students who would have completed the first 2 years of an undergraduate degree in India, we have all these measures that Chris has just elaborated on. In terms of online modules for your students, other than, there are some courses that, a course that the business school has developed around sustainability, which we are currently exploring how we can offer it to our partner institutions. And I can share those details with you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, somehow can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. So also I wanted to understand, for information of all the participants, has there been any change, relaxation, or changes in the visa regulations in UK in terms of minimum number of physical classes attending in the campus? Few countries have relaxed these norms in terms that they are considering the online classes being undertaken by the students, considering that period as physical stay in the country for the purpose. So I really don't know whether this has any restrictive possibilities in UK, but I just wanted to understand, because students would always want to compare between one country and the another.
No, you'll see that the Tier 4 visa that you'll need to apply for to study in the UK is now more flexible. So you will not be asked to travel to the UK straight away when you get your visa. They'll give you this window and they'll be very flexible. And this will not compromise, for example, the post-study work route. So as long as you have a Tier 4, whether you're starting online and then join, NTU afterwards, this will count exactly the same as you would be on campus for the whole year. So yes, we have brought in some flexibility in the Tier 4 visa arrangements.
Since there was some interest shown by one or two participants in your master's program, and though I have not discussed this with Ms. Vidhi, but out of the blue, I just wanted to check if can there be a direct enrollment in your master's program of a Manav Rachna student?
Yes, Colonel, yes, the agreement actually covers that option.
Okay.
Any Manav Rachna undergraduate student can apply to the business school for a master's and get a guaranteed scholarship. Is that your question?
Yes, that is exactly my question.
Yeah, so it's not just limited to business students. It could be an engineering student, a science student, a humanities student. If they meet the entry requirements, which is very likely that they will, because we know you have very bright students, they can apply for a master's into the business school, and that is one of the schedules of the agreement, and get a scholarship.
And the one thing I would like to add as well is this year we have two big starts for the academic year. So we'll have a September start and also a January start. So if you're still thinking about coming to the UK next academic year, you can also buy yourself a bit of time by looking at our January offer, which has been reinforced this year with a lot more courses available to start from January. Okay, so think about this. This is a great way for you maybe to look at all the options you have available, and hopefully by then this situation will have again improved greatly in the UK, and will be able to offer particularly a normal on-campus experience.
And,
thank you. And we have, yeah.
I'd just like to add one other quick point, that the application process for all partnership students, whether it's direct entry into masters or the undergraduate level, it's a very streamlined process. They just have to write to us, and we send them an application form, ask them for documents. So they have this one-on-one attention for the application process. So it's not a very complicated, they're not writing to just an ocean out there. There is a specific person who's dedicated to the admissions process.
Oh, this is very good, because all the participants may know this, that this kind of a relationship is from one academic platform to another academic platform, and our lines of communication are also direct and very swift. So this is an advantage to them. So I don't see any more questions, and I would like to then take this opportunity of thanking you all for sparing your time to be with us. And I also want to apprise Mr. Chris that in his absence, I had given his introduction to all the participants. And when he mentioned about the situation getting normalized, I just wanted to at that time intervene and tell him that we are also as positively and as hopefully looking forward to the Oxford vaccine coming out. And in India, there have been joint announcements by the Serum Institute of India and the Oxford University professors about how they are going to roll out the vaccine. So let's all hope for the best. And thank you once again. We are honored to have you with us on this session. And we wish you all a very safe and wonderful day ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. We look forward to seeing you in Nottingham. Bye-bye.
Yeah.